Okay, so in this last video about version 2019.0, we're going to go over some of the part management topics and the entity management. So let's start with the part preview. And the part preview is a way to check a part against another one so that we can compare and check if the building and the construction we are creating is properly done. We can activate this function by going to the pattern part toolbar and clicking on preview a part. And here we are prompted with a form with a list of the parts that are available. In this case I'm gonna select the strobel, and I can now translate the part. I'm gonna start from this notch. Here, and I'm gonna move it here. And now I want to rotate it around here so that I can easily check what is happening. Check if I placed my notch properly or not. In this case my notch is a bit off, so what I want to do is I want to lock in place. I click on the lock icon, and the line is converted to a transform line. I can fix my notch, and I can go back to my part preview and finish up my checking. And whenever I'm satisfied, I can, if I want to check the other line, I can either press on the X and the part will be reset, or I can click on OK and exit the part previewing. So this allows me to easily control the various parts and to check one against the other and prepare my model for the construction and the cutting. The other thing that we have added here and that I want to show you are print boxes. So I can add a print box by clicking on the print box tool on the pattern part toolbar. I will select a boundary, and then I can select where to place the print box. Select here. Oops. Okay. So in this case, what I am prompted with is another form where I can tweak some of the options of the print box. I can make it bigger by changing the scale factor. I can change the part. If my boundary is in multiple parts, all the parts will be listed here. I can move its anchor point. At this moment it's anchored here, but I can anchor it wherever I want, and I can move it around within the model space. When I am satisfied, I can press OK, and the print box is then shown in the part preview with this small square on the top left corner of the part preview. I can hide, I can create, of course, more print boxes. Okay, create another one. Oops. Create another one. And yeah, it's in the same part. Okay, now it's in medial, and now I see that both lateral and medial got a print box, and I can, if I don't want to see them when I am modeling, I can hide them by ticking on the toggle print box, and the print boxes will disappear from my model. I can toggle them back by clicking on the checkbox, and the print box will appear again. The last thing that I want to show you is how we improved the entity filter and the management of the visibility. Here we have our entity filter that we got from, if you don't see it, you can bring back from the cog icon here and click on Entity Filter. If, for example, we isolate the lateral, and now we have the lateral as an active part, and I don't want to see the boundary. In this case, I can hide the boundary by clicking on the boundaries. I can change it in whatever way I want, and then I can toggle it back, and only the things that are connected to my active part will be shown, so I can work on my part easily. And so let's bring everything back. Another thing that I want to show you and quickly is a way to select and activate all the objects of a given type. For example, here I have my notches, and say that I want to pick other notches. I can click on the pick, and everything that is not a notch is locked, so I will not be able to pick anything but notches. I can disable this by clicking on pick, and everything is unlocked back. And the last thing I want to show you is another way to select all the objects that I have visible. For example, let's do something like this. Let's select these two parts, and let's select this notch here. And I want to quickly select all the notches that I have visible. I can select the notch, click on the entity selection, and all the notches or all the entity with the same type will be selected. And last thing is, if I have an entity that is here, I have something that is not in any part, and it's when I finished my model and I want to deliver it, I want to remove everything that is not relevant that I used for construction. So I can easily do this by going in select unused lines and check entities not in a part, and my entity is selected. I press enter. Now this is selected, and I can simply delete it with the delete button on my keyboard. And this covers all the improvement, most, let's say, of the improvement that we have done for our latest release 2019.0.